So there are a lot of great convertible laptops coming out these days, and a lot of them are also coming down in price. Today we're going to go ahead and look at one of the best options for a 2-in-1 under $500. This is the HP Pavilion X360 13. The 13 stands for the screen size. It's a 13.3-inch screen with a measly resolution of 1366 by 768. Now the screen is one of my least favorite parts of the laptop. It's perfectly usable but not stunning by any means. Viewing angles and colors are decent, but it's very reflective, which is fine indoors but difficult to use outdoors. And of course, it's touchscreen, which I definitely like. It adds a lot of convenience when you don't want to find the cursor and move it, or just for quick scrolling and multitasking and using the touch gestures on Windows 10. The screen, of course, rotates 360 degrees, or very close to that anyway. Whether you're using this on your lap and typing away, or setting it up in tablet mode and just interacting with your finger, which may seem like a gimmick, is actually a nice feature to have. My only problem would be sometimes while using it in tablet mode and browsing the web, it loved to auto zoom in on me and it got to be pretty annoying. But other than that, the touchscreen paired with the flexibility makes it a really handy machine that I enjoyed using. Now the keyboard is pretty good. It's definitely not up to the MacBook laptop levels, but it allows for some pretty quick typing and pretty easy typing, and I'm not going to complain about that, especially for the price point. Now the trackpad I will complain about, and this seems to be a recurring issue for Windows machines. My finger doesn't glide across the surface, it kind of drags, and it's probably due to it being plastic rather than glass like you see on MacBooks. The multi-touch gestures work okay, but not fantastic either. Probably my biggest gripe with the machine is just that the trackpad isn't anything good, and I would recommend buying a mouse or using a mouse with this laptop. There are a lot of ports though. There's a Kensington lock slot, 2 USB 3.0 ports, 1 USB 2.0 port, SD card, Ethernet, and HDMI, which is nice. There's also a physical volume toggle and a dedicated Windows button, and then there's the power button and headphone jack. The stock configuration unfortunately relies on an i3 processor and a 5400 RPM hard drive, so nothing is super snappy, but at the same time nothing is particularly slow. For basic tasks and multitasking, the 4 gigs of RAM works well, and you can browse the web, watch videos, and listen to music without any problems. Photoshop works okay, and games like Minecraft will be okay, but anything above that or much serious gaming, and this guy gets pretty warm and the fans get super loud, and then it won't work too well with the slow performance, but in day-to-day use, it's perfectly fine. The laptop isn't aluminum, although it kind of looks like it is, but the silver plastic build isn't terrible. It stays clean and it looks pretty nice. It also comes in just under 4 pounds and 0.84 inches thick, so it certainly isn't as slim as a lot of the ultrabooks out there or a MacBook Air or the MacBook, but it's still great for putting in a backpack or carrying around. For battery life, it gets about 6 hours with light use and about 4 hours with heavier use. Not fantastic, but isn't terrible either. And finally, there's the speaker. It uses Beats technology, and it's not terrible, and it gets pretty loud, but sometimes at high volumes it would crackle a little bit, which I didn't enjoy at all. But in day-to-day use, again, it's kind of a motif of this laptop. It's good. It gets the job done for the price point. I'm not going to complain. So the 2015 X360 is a nice, fairly affordable notebook, a great 2-in-1 option. It lacks a bit in the screen and touchpad, and I wouldn't complain if they bumped up the specs a little bit, but for $500 or just under that, I think it is a good option, and if you want to check it out, I will leave a link in the description. So thank you for watching this review, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to follow me on my social media, which will be linked down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.